Alright, what's up? Welcome back to Peach Crisp. We have a guest star today.
Who?
You!
Oh my goodness!
Caleb Griffin!
No, I'm guest starring on Peach Crisp?
Yes.
No. The Peach Crisp.
Yeah. I know, I thought you were...
No way.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
big surprise. I hope you're excited. I hope you
so
came
excited.
prepared. Talking about Knives Out.
Of course I'm prepared to talk about Knives Out.
Yeah, I mean, you always come prepared to talk
Yeah.
about Knives Out. Who isn't ready to talk about Knives Out?
I'm always ready to talk about Knives Out.
Same here.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Knives Out.
Let's do it.
Talking about Knives Out today because Glass Onion, the sequel, comes out December 23rd this
And
year.
it just got announced this week that it was going to come out that date.
Yeah. So
we decided we'd talk about Knives Out.
yeah, I mean, it's getting talked about again. Amazing movie. If y'all haven't watched Totally Serious Conversations #1, go do that. Spoiler alert: it's my third favorite movie. So if you're excited to hear somebody talk really good about a movie,
Hey, you know what comes out 3 hours before this does?
Totally Serious Conversations 2.
Yes! Oh man.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm just gonna talk really good about this movie because I love this movie. So,
Start with plot.
yeah, we'll start with the plot. Well, real quick,
Put the
let me
score.
explain my
Oh.
score system to you
Yeah.
because you don't know it.
You're
and
right. I
didn't
edit
help you.
I didn't edit it in last time.
Yeah,
Either.
I didn't help you go through it at all.
That's
you know.
right.
We got the plot,
The plot.
which is worth 25 points.
Right.
We have characters,
Sure.
which is worth 15 points. Then we have originality, which is worth 5 points because like a movie doesn't have to be original to be amazing, so it can't be worth that many points. Then we have enjoyment, which is worth 25 points. You know, plot and enjoyment are about the same because like, I mean, the plot could be terrible, but if I still really enjoy the movie, I want to have it some points.
Yeah.
And then after enjoyment, what is next?
Cinematography?
Oh yeah. So normally it's like animation or effects but that's like mainly for those like, you know, either an animated movie or some like big budget like blockbuster film that has a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
So for this one, we added in cinematography because the point of this movie isn't
Special
got good
effects.
animations.
Yeah.
Like it. So we'll get into that when we
They
get
get
to
what
it.
you're saying.
Yeah. Let's see. Then we have acting for 5 points, attachment for 10 points, and the finale for 10 points. So let's get right into it. Let's get into the plot of this movie. Which movie?
Knives Out. Glass Onion.
No.
Just joking.
Just Knives Out.
Just Knives. Oh, I see it.
And then when it comes out, we'll come back for a little
You're right,
sequel
you're
party.
right.
So
Sequel party.
the plot. First off, I mean it's a whodunit.
Yep.
So murder mysteries, they're always fun to watch. Just like, you know, but the cool thing about Knives Out for me is that most murder mystery movies, TV shows, anything like that, you watch it the first time, you don't know what's going on, you don't know who the killer is, and then you watch it a second time knowing who it is, and you get to like look for all the clues. And that's what I really like about Knives Out because most murder mysteries I've watched, I'm tired after the second viewing.
Yep.
I'm out. I'm like,
That's fair.
okay, I know who it is, I saw the clues, I'm done. But this movie has such a good story that like, you can know who the killer is, you can find all the clues, but it's still such a good story that you still want to go back to it, which is why I really love the plot. It's also, I mean, I've watched it a lot of times now, and I'm still like seeing new stuff every time I watch it. So for me, plot was spectacular, nearly perfect. I gave it a 24 out of 25.
Nice. For me, I agree with you. The story is fantastic. It's a murder mystery you can watch over and over again and not get bored because it's a really good story, really great, all around the board. It's just a fantastic movie. My only problem with it is that at the end of the movie, it kind of feels a little rushed with some of the things. Like once the building catches on fire and so on, the movie felt not a whole lot rushed to where it made it bad. It just kind of Felt like it was a little rushed, like they were running out of time, like they got to finish this story.
Yeah, I get
And so for that reason, I marked it down a point and gave it a 24 out of 25 as well.
That's cool. I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
But like every time I get to that point in the movie, my adrenaline's kind of rushing because it's super exciting. So that kind of like fades out for me. But yeah, good. All right. Next category is going to be characters. You can start this one.
Okay, so for me, I enjoyed some of the characters. Ransom, I enjoyed him. Detective Blanc, Marta, and I really like Lieutenant Elliot. I don't know, maybe it's his whole aesthetic. He's a detective with a mustache, and
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, cool dude. As for the rest of the characters, I wasn't, big on them. I wasn't like, I mean, I know you're not really supposed to like them, but I didn't like them. So, but just for that reason, I gave characters 8 out of 15 because I love those 4 that I mentioned, and the rest of them, like, I don't really care.
Is Elliot going to be in the sequel? I mean,
don't think
obviously.
Because this is Detective Blanc, he's traveling to a completely different country in the next one. So I think he's the only of the original cast who's in the movie, which sucks.
That's fine. As long as Daniel Craig's in it. I mean, it's Daniel Craig.
Who doesn't love Daniel Craig?
For me, characters, I mean, I love the characters. Like, it's one of my favorite movies. I love all the characters. The ones that you're not supposed to like, they do a good job at making me not like them in a fun way. Like, there's plenty of shows and movies that, like, they'll have that obnoxious villain. They're like, oh, well, we don't want you to like them. But it gets to the point where it's not just that I don't like them, I hate the movie when they're on screen. And this movie never does that. When the obnoxious characters are on screen, I'm having a good time because they're so fun to dislike. And like everybody in the family is fun to dislike. Or not everybody, because there's some actually really likable characters. I love the main character. I like her little thing about how she throws up when she lies. I think that was incorporated really well into the movie. Obviously, Daniel Craig did a phenomenal job. I love Daniel Craig.
Obviously.
So for me, I mean, there were a few minor characters that I was just like, I don't care. But so for me, all the main cast did a really good job, but I guess that's more in acting. But I just really like all the main characters, whether I like them for not liking them or I like them because they're good characters. So I gave it a 14 out of 15.
Okay.
And so that brings us to originality. And I mean, it's a murder mystery. It's been done countless times.
Yep.
So, but I was talking to you about this the other day. It's cool because it's a murder mystery, but I think in the trailer it says something like
it's a whodunit.
It's a whodunit, like nobody's ever done it.
Yeah.
It is different. It doesn't follow exactly the same storyline that most of them do. It's still obviously it's a murder mystery with a detective that comes in and interviews people, but I think it does it in a different enough way compared to a lot of the other ones that it gets a decent amount of credit for me. So I gave Originality a 3 out of 5.
Originality, like you said, it's a murder mystery. It's tried and true. There's either very bad ones or very, very good ones. This is a very, very good one. In terms of it being done differently, I mean, yes, in a way, but in kind of this new era of murder mysteries, you see kind of the same thing with the movie Murder Mystery. No, I think this is better than Murder Mystery for sure, but Originality, I just couldn't give it more than half of a 5.
And since it's 5,
and since
I could go to a 2.
Yeah, and since we can't do 0.5s, I gave it a 2.
Yeah.
Just because it's a murder mystery movie.
That's fair. That's fair. I can accept that.
Yeah.
But enjoyment. Take it away, Caleb.
Man, like you said earlier, it's a murder mystery movie that doesn't get old. There's not
hard to do.
There's not too many of those out there. I can think of 3 on the top of my head of murder mystery movies I could watch once a month and be happy with it, or even once a week.
Mm-hmm.
You love the story. Daniel Craig does a great job. It makes me happy to watch it. I love watching it with people who have never seen it before.
Yeah.
If I can watch a movie with people who have never seen it before and be thoroughly oh my gosh, this is so exciting, then it's very enjoyable. That's why enjoyment, there's no way I could take off a point for enjoyment. 25 out of 25.
I'm glad you said everything you said because I don't have to repeat you. I loved every single minute of this movie. Love it from the start to the end. Never bored.
Yeah.
And then when it's over, I'm like, I just want to rewatch it now. Like, I just want to watch it again. It's so fun. Easy 25 out of 25.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt in my mind.
All right. Cinematography, Caleb.
This movie is shot beautifully, in my opinion. I love a lot of the shots. I love that they have some of the interview type shots in their own style. Looks amazing. The lighting's good. I like a lot of the shots at night. Really good movie. Like shot well and all that. So easy 5 for me.
I agree with everything you said. Every time there was a special camera angle, it looked very well done. The little kind of darker colors, they took out a lot of the color of like the natural color of the movie to make it look more dark and like a murder mystery. 5 out of 5.
Easy.
Nothing wrong with the cinematography or the direction at all.
So what about the acting?
Acting. Once again, we talked about characters. I said I didn't like some of the characters, but everyone played their role perfectly.
Yeah.
There is nobody who did a bad job acting in this movie. Therefore, acting gets a 5 out of 5.
Yeah. Same for me. 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say.
That's it.
What's next?
Attachment.
Attachment. All right. So I kind of set a precedent that if a movie can make me cry, it gets a 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not cry watching Knives Out. It's not like a sob story or anything. But I cared about all the characters. I wanted to see everybody get what they deserve. I wanted to see Daniel Craig, figure out the mystery, and he does in a very cool way. No spoilers on who the killer is, but I feel like everybody knows. It feels obvious, but that's what's fun about it. But so I can't give it a 10, but it was close to it. Never gonna cry watching it, but it's a 9.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like I said, I love 4 of the characters.
Yeah.
If one of those characters died, I would be very upset. If the other ones died,
Can I take a guess?
yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, obviously. If anyone else would have died, I don't think I would have been upset at all. So attachment for me, and I also don't agree with the crying thing. Like in a happy movie,
Oh well, no, I mean it can get a 10 without me crying in the movie.
sure.
But if the movie's trying to make me cry and I cry, I'm gonna give it a 10.
Okay.
But I honestly don't I'm not that attached to this movie that I could give it a 10.
Yeah, I'm just not attached to any of the characters that much. Their stories are very cool and interesting, and I'm glad we get to see more of Lieutenant Blanc. But I just have
to see Blanc again.
I just have to give it a 3 out of 10.
That's fair.
I just wasn't attached.
That's fair.
All right, and finally we have finale.
The finale.
How was the ending of the movie, Caleb?
This will come to no surprise. Perfect. Absolutely amazing. I love the finale. It's just so good. I love this movie. It's so good.
Yep.
So, I don't want to talk too much about it for spoiler reasons. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Absolutely amazing. I've never met somebody that didn't like this movie.
Yeah.
The finale was amazing. 10 out of 10.
For me, the finale is nearly perfect.
Nearly perfect.
It's very, very good. The only thing is you kind of realize who did it before the finale comes. You don't understand how. Once Lieutenant Blanc explains it, you're like, okay, that's how it happened. But you kind of know who it was up to that. That's the only reason I marked it down to an 8 out of 10. But the whole doesn't know the difference between a stage prop and a knife and a real knife, dude. When that comes back, oh my gosh,
my goodness.
You're like, and then you rewatch it and you hear what's his face, Harlan say it again, or for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
dude,
such an awesome line in the movie, such an awesome scene.
I love that scene.
It's bone chilling, honestly.
My bones were chilled.
Literally,
I'm chilled thinking about it.
It's so cool. But once again, just because, I love trying to figure out stuff in murder mysteries. That's part of the fun of the movie. But if you could just shock me and holy crap, how did that person do it? This movie didn't shock me in that. I kind of knew. You kind of know who it is. But so that's the only reason I marked it down to an 8 out of 10.
So what's that bring your total to?
My total is an 80 out of 100.
Mine is a 95 out of 100, which comes to no surprise. It is my third favorite movie. So
It should be a 95 out of, or higher than.
or higher.
Yeah. As for me, one of my favorite movies of all time. It would definitely be top 30, if not higher than that. But yeah, that's just my score for it. It's an 80 out of 100.
Amazing movie. Go watch it. And super excited for
Dude,
Glass Onion.
The cast for
Glass
Glass Onion.
Onion.
Leslie Odom Jr., Madeline Klein, of course Daniel Craig making his return. Who else was in that? Who else was in the cast? I'm forgetting because there's someone else who I'm just like, oh my gosh, how did
I
they
looked
get
it
that
up
person?
like 3 times.
Like I'm gonna go look it up real quick. It's an insanely good cast.
Amazing cast. But while he's looking up the cast, we'll come back for that one and we'll make a review for it right after it comes out.
Okay.
We'll get Daniel to watch it too, and he can be in that one.
This cast is just insane. Madeline Klein, Daniel Craig, Jessica Henwick, Ethan Hawke, Catherine Hahn, I think is how you pronounce her last name. Agatha Harkness, Edward Norton, Kate Hudson. I love Leslie Odom Jr. He's one of my favorite actors, musicians, singers in the world. Dave Bautista.
Dude, that's what I'm excited about.
There's one person in this cast who just makes me like, ugh, but Miss Jada Smith. But
like Will Smith.
yeah. That's my one downside with the cast. Everyone else.
Every movie's gotta have the one that.
I'm assuming
she's pretty far down on the cast.
I'm assuming she did the murder.
That makes
already.
sense.
But yeah, other than that, fantastic cast. I love Madeline Klein. She's a great actress. Jessica Henwick, I'm not too familiar with her work, but I've seen her in a couple of things. She always does a great job. Everyone loves Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Kate Hudson, great actress. Leslie Odom Jr. I can keep talking about Leslie Odom Jr. I love Leslie Odom Jr.
That's good.
Yeah. So
I'm excited for Dave Bautista.
dude, who isn't? But
and Daniel Craig.
dude, who doesn't love
Daniel Craig? Yes.
Detective Wong?
Yeah, we'll come back, review that one too. So can't wait for that. We'll have maybe 3 people for that one.
Possibly.
That'd be fun. Don't forget to subscribe. Go follow the social medias. If you didn't see Totally Serious Conversations 2, came out earlier today. Go watch that. Besides that, any news that I talk about? I think I made a joke about it at the beginning, or maybe I didn't. I don't remember. Caleb AM started.
Oh yeah.
It's on Wednesday mornings. It's just on Spotify right now. We might make a YouTube version of it.
We're thinking about it. 7 a.m.
7
Wednesday
a.m.
mornings. Get your Wednesday. Get hump day started right.
Wednesday morning caffeine.
Yeah.
Spelled correctly. Caffeine is spelled correctly.
We adjusted it.
It was spelled incorrectly, but now it's spelled correctly.
And yeah, it's just a great show to get your day started, see what's going on in our lives and our fun, funny, hilarious, awesome lives.
We have so much fun stuff happening.
We're college students who make YouTube videos.
Yeah, we do so much stuff. All right. Bye.
All right, I'll go get my MacBook.